Fox News Digital went across the country ahead of the CNN presidential debate to ask voters if they're concerned.
He's definitely too old to do it. Look at the way the country's being run right now. Look at everything we're going through. It's a lot better 4 years ago.
With Biden, yeah, I think that as Americans, we should be worried.
If he was his age and was able to function, speak normally, do normal things like a human could be, that wouldn't be in the question. But he's just not in the mental state to be a president at all.
At the end of the day, it comes down to mental capacity and the ability to handle the job. And I think we've seen that Biden absolutely struggles with that.
Oh, you think that he struggles with that? I can't believe that. How? What makes you think that Joe Biden struggles with, maybe they've seen him. Maybe they've seen him on television. Yeah. But we're in some crazy times, aren't we? Yes, we are. Got the big presidential debate tomorrow. Since today is hump day and everything. And the Supreme Court just, they're issuing rulings today. And we had one decision, the one verdict the Supreme Court just handed down moments ago. The first opinion of the day. Got this left-winger at the Washington Post typing up the Supreme Court news. She's a dedicated Democrat Party apparatchik, Anne Maramau, and Supreme Court correspondent, Washington Post. In the first opinion of the day, the Supreme Court reverses the Fifth Circuit in a case about limits on White House social media contacts. The court throws the case out based on standing or lack thereof. It's usually based on a lack of standing when standing is the issue at hand. Remarkable stuff going on in Washington all the time. What a town. What a crazy town. Now, Michael, have any Democrats self-immolated at the Supreme Court today? You know how they like to do that from time to time. It is early, it's true, and this might not be the one that triggers another self-immolation on the part of yet another Democrat. So many of them. How many? There are four I can think of off the top of my head that have self-immolated Democrats. You know, they love to do dramatic things. They run the drama club at school, and then when they graduate, sometimes they just self-immolate. Extraordinary times we're in, indeed. So the Supreme Court, the Washington Post did a story on it a couple of days ago. Supreme Court likely to reject limits on White House social media contacts. The Washington Post hoping and I will share with you as that more text comes out. That's just the flash report that we have on that right now, and didn't get into the weeds. I don't think it's something that affects most of us out here in reality land, but we shall see. But we have lots of other things going on, too. We've got, again, the big debate tomorrow, and that is the big news. Even today, that's the big news. Also, our border is in chaos, anarchy, and there are murders and rapes and children being attacked, and the Democrats are just fine with that. Why would they worry? So, yes, sir. So I'll get back to that as the situation develops. Lots of good stuff on that going on. Yeah, we're also expecting decisions today. There's another abortion decision. You know how they love abortion, the Democrats. Homelessness, they love homelessness too. And the opioid crisis, which they're in favor of, I think. They must be in favor of homelessness too, if you look at San Francisco and Los Angeles and New York, for that matter, and Washington, D.C., not too far behind. So we got a lot of stuff going on there. Lots and lots of stuff. I do have many stories to get to, and I think, again, the debate tomorrow, but I think the big news coming out yesterday, among the really big news coming out yesterday, was the revelations out of the court in Florida and the judge that the news media loves to point out, the Trump-appointed judge. Of course, when it's a Biden-appointed judge, they don't point that out in a Trump case. When it's a Obama, Biden, any Democrat-appointed judge, the news media just don't point that out because they don't care. It's an amazing thing. But let me get to some of the madness with the FBI, because this is pretty crazy stuff. And I could start with this because there's a classic headline: Trump-appointed judge. Never do the headlines say Biden-appointed judge or Obama-appointed judge. They're the corrupt ones, by the way. If you're looking for a corrupt judge, then look no farther than any Obama judge, because they pick them because they're political hacks in the first place, and they know that power is to be abused, and if they have power, they must be more corrupt. That's their deal. Trump-appointed judge scolds prosecutor at Trump docs hearing. That's the documents hearing. "I don't appreciate your tone," said the judge. Judge Eileen Cannon scolded a member of special counsel Jack Smith's team during a hearing in former President Donald Trump's Espionage Act case, telling him, "I don't appreciate your tone." On Monday, Judge Cannon, a Trump appointee, got to keep saying it over and over again because that's the thing, honestly, held a hearing on a variety of issues, including Jack Smith, special counsel's motion demanding Trump be gagged. Another gag thing. They think it's, like a date with one of their hookers. Be gagged for making statements like his false claims that President Joe Biden tried to assassinate him with an FBI raid in Mar-a-Lago. Not what he said, of course, but pay no attention to that, because that's just the news media. That's just what they do. They lie about everything all the time. But there are extraordinary details that emerged as a result of documents being released by way of Judge Eileen Cannon, and the news media, they don't really want to talk about those stories. The post-millennial does want to talk about those stories because they cover the news and they're on the side of things that are true at the post-millennial, a wonderful outlet. Their headline is more appropriate: FBI turned off cameras ahead of Mar-a-Lago raid, admits to adding cover sheets to documents before taking photographs for evidence. Wait a minute, how can that be? Why would the FBI stage photographs, add evidence? See, this is not evidence. These are classified cover sheets that they brought themselves to the raid at Mar-a-Lago. How did they know that they would be staging photos? They arranged it ahead of time. Now, what's the conversation like when you say at the FBI, 30 FBI guys, and some of the guys were women, I think, but they showed up at Mar-a-Lago. They raided the place. They ordered the cameras, the CCTV. It's a very highly secured place. It's Mar-a-Lago. It's a $1 billion residence. It's a billionaire's residence. It's a former president's residence. It has Secret Service protection even when the former president is not there. And the FBI comes stumbling in, orders all of President Trump's attorneys, because he had attorneys there knowing that the FBI was going to be behaving like this. And the FBI, they have guns. And like Chairman Mao said, all power comes from the barrel of a gun, and the left in the United States believes that too. Ordered President Trump's attorneys to go outside of the home of the building and stand around on the lawn. And then the attorneys get a call from New York saying, hey, they switched off our closed-circuit TV, which the Trump family could watch from New York. But the FBI came in, and I just want to know how this conversation takes place when you're getting ready to raid Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. And you say, well, there are going to be classified documents there. You know what, guys? We should bring a briefcase full of classified document cover sheets, which we have at the FBI headquarters, because There are a lot of secret things that we spill and leak to the media and corruptly abuse and manipulate here at the FBI and the Justice Department in Washington, D.C. So we'll take a stack of classified document cover sheets. We'll bring those with us to Mar-a-Lago so that when we find something, it could be a phone book, it doesn't matter what it is, we will place the classified document cover sheets on top of whatever stacks of paper we find. We will then photograph that, and that is a fraud. That is altering evidence. That is corrupting a crime scene. And then we'll photograph it, and then we'll provide that to the New York Times, the photographs to the New York Times and CNN, and we'll say, see, we found classified documents here. We can tell they're classified. They're obviously classified because they have these classified cover sheets, top secret cover sheets on them all over the place. And then we learn only yesterday that the FBI did that. The FBI staged those, and only yesterday. I mean, there were indicators when the raid was taking place that the FBI had shut the internal surveillance cameras off, but we only found out for sure yesterday because of documents making it official. So there's been a cover-up ongoing all this time. Just amazing stuff. And the FBI, once again, filthy, rotten, corrupting for political purposes on behalf of the Democrats. And maybe the problem isn't the FBI so much as it is Democrats in the FBI. Maybe all registered Democrats should be fired from the FBI, never allowed to work in law enforcement again. So Biden administration special counsel Jack Smith on Monday filed a motion urging the judge in the Mar-a-Lago case to throw out Trump's motion to dismiss the case based on what they call spoliation of evidence in violation of due process. The Trump motion from early June alleged that the FBI during its 2022 raid of Trump's Palm Beach estate destroyed important exculpatory evidence relating to the locations of the allegedly classified documents at issue. Now, that's just scratching the surface on this because it is when the FBI brings, that means they're staging evidence, and that is a fraud. And then they're providing that this is evidence in a case against the President of the United States. And you're supposed to hand that over to left-wing news media outlets. Is that true? There should be FBI agents in handcuffs for this. The people that brought the classified document cover sheet, staged the scene, photographed the staged scene, then provided that FBI evidence to left-wing media outlets. That is not a conspiracy theory. That is a conspiracy perpetrated by the FBI, right? And they turned the cameras off. Why? Again, in the Watergate scandal, White House Secretary Rosemary Woods was accused of erasing or deleting or making 18 and a half minutes of audio tape disappear. And it's been a giant scandal for a half a century. They teach it in schools. They teach it in newsrooms that this is a big deal. Well, 2 years ago, the FBI shut down all of the cameras inside of a former president's residence while they were raiding it, while they were staging photos with evidence that they brought themselves, that they placed on the floor, that they photographed and they made public. These people are criminals. And I'm just scratching the surface on this. 2 years after Roe v. Wade was overturned by the Supreme Court, turns out, since Roe v. Wade, there have been about 65 million babies that have fallen in the United States thanks to the Democrats' bloodlust. And I've got a great organization, Preborn. Preborn honors these souls who never had a chance to take their first breath. Every one of them could have been, something important in the United States and in the world. But Democrats, It's also been reported the abortion pill now accounts for more than 64% of abortions in the U.S. That's why Everyday Preborn's network of clinics stand strong with these unborn babies and their mothers, offering support and free ultrasounds to show the mothers with unplanned pregnancies the life growing inside of them. Once a mother sees the baby growing inside of them, sees the heartbeat, feels the heartbeat, mothers turn out to be about twice as likely to choose life. So here's my ask. Will you join Preborn and the Chris Plant Show in defense of the preborn, of innocent, helpless human life? One ultrasound costs just $28. And if you're a business owner, perhaps you can consider a larger donation. All gifts are tax deductible, of course, and will reach eternity, my friends. So get involved today. All you have to do is dial pound 250 on your cell phone. And when prompted, use the keyword baby. That's appropriate. Dial pound 250 on your cell phone. The keyword is baby. Or you can go online to preborn.com/plant. That's preborn.com/PLANTE. And rest assured, 100% of your tax-deductible donations will go toward helping to save babies and their wonderful mothers. Yes, sir. I got to tell you, the FBI, once again, this is what we learned yesterday, is truly outrageous. Turning off the cameras for 25 minutes. It's much worse than 18 and a half minutes disappearing from Richard Nixon's Oval Office. All right, I tell you what, let's go back to the phones, Michael. Let's go to Ron calling from Fairfax, Virginia. Ronaldo, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for answering my call.
You betcha.
I just, seeing as how, if I remember correctly, 2 or 3 weeks ago came up the fact that they couldn't guarantee or couldn't say whether the documents would put back in order once they took them out. And that is about the cover sheets. Do we have any assurances that the documents actually under those cover sheets were confidential? All right. Or was it just a bunch of paper that they covered so it looks like it's a document?
Well, we cannot know the answer to that question, can we? But they make themselves less trustworthy with everything that we learn, don't they?
Yes, they do. I realize we can't get that answer unless we get some type of someone who comes out about the truth.
Yeah, a whistleblower.
More and more, a whistleblower. That's right. Just more and more doubt.
More and more doubt. And I tell you, turning off the cameras. Again, they must not be familiar with Watergate and Rosemary Woods and the 18 and a half minutes of audio tape. Now we've got 25 minutes of videotape missing from a raid on the president. Yeah, remarkable stuff. The execution of the search warrant. We learned on the Mar-a-Lago raid, FBI turned off the security cameras, they say, for agent safety. Agent safety. Maybe a union thing. Pretty amazing stuff. August 8th, 2022, the FBI team entered Mar-a-Lago premises at about 8:59 a.m. 8:59 a.m., just before 9 a.m. At approximately 9:14 a.m., Department of Justice Attorney Brett attempted unsuccessfully to reach Trump attorney by phone, attorney number one. And that's how they identify, because they're the government, giving you a number and taking away your name, like Secret Agent Man. At approximately 9:36 a.m., but Brett spoke by telephone with Trump attorney one, attorney number one. At approximately 9:55 a.m., the CCTV, that's the closed circuit television, closed circuit TV, so the internal camera security system. See, now why would you turn that off? What explanation here? Why would you bring a stack of classified cover sheets? Why would you do that? Why would you lay stacks of documents. We have no idea what the documents were out on the floor. And why would you attach the classified cover sheets that you brought with you on those and then photograph them like, oh, this is evidence that we found at the scene of the crime? No, this is what you staged for photographic purposes at the president's residence. So at approximately 9:55 a.m., the CCTV servers were turned off to prevent recording at the request of the FBI out of concerns for agent safety. That's how they say. Maybe you should wear ski masks like terrorists from now on, so it's not too scary to be an FBI agent. Not as dangerous as being let's say a Supreme Court justice today in Democrat world. Amazing stuff. And so they shut off out of concern for agent safety. Yeah, you should dress like Hamas from now on. Amazing stuff. So X7 at USA, they go going on and on with digits and numbers. At approximately 10:20 a.m., listen to this, the recording returned at the direction of Trump attorneys. Now, what kind of commies are these people, honestly? So you guys come in, and then you come up with the wussy explanation for it. I'm trying to keep it clean. The wuss explanation for it, the wussy explanation. Oh, well, why did you turn the cameras off while you're raiding the former president's house when you guys are obviously Democrat hatchet boys? And, it's out of concern for agent safety. Well, I don't believe that. There's no reason to believe. Now, first of all, how is that going to be? I guess the video belongs to President Trump. So in theory, the former president of the United States could make public the video that you guys are blacking out like the Soviet Union. Honestly, you make Rosemary Woods look like the National Archivist. Clowns. But it's not really clowns. It's unfair to clowns to call them clowns because this is shamelessly corrupt, filthy, staging a scene, photographing it, handing the photographs to the media, and not mentioning, those classified cover sheets were not there. Nothing was marked as classified. We did that. Oh, okay. And these are the same people that gave Hillary Clinton a free pass when they discovered that she had hundreds of classified documents in her unsecured email and her private server, and she ordered them destroyed by the tens of thousands. And all of that is just fine. No raid on her house. What is up with that? Gotta say. So there it is. They shut down the cameras at 9:55 a.m. They came back on only after President Trump's lawyers got involved at 10:20 a.m. That's a 25-minute gap of an FBI raid where they I guess the video might show them laughing while they went and got their briefcase with their phony classified document cover sheets that they then carefully, deliberately, artfully placed on stacks of paper that they arrayed on the floor that they then photographed. I would like to see that video. I'm going to guess that they did that while the video was turned off. Just a wild guess. And honestly, hey, are you with the FBI? Call in. I'd like to, and I got it. If you work for the FBI, and most FBI people are perfectly legitimate, honest, serious federal law enforcement people, but the FBI needs to be abolished now because they I don't know how they could become more corrupt. This is a staged crime scene. This is like bringing vials of blood to OJ's house and sprinkling it on his socks and his Bruno Mali shoes and finding the glove with the slash in it that doesn't fit, so you must quit. Honestly, our country is more corrupt than it's ever been. And the FBI, I hope, is more corrupt than it's ever been. I hope it hasn't always been this corrupt. I think all FBI cases for the last 20 years need to be reviewed at this point, because you guys in the FBI, I don't think that you're to be trusted. And I need to know who, I wish I were a member of Congress just for a minute. I would like to subpoena everybody involved in this. Whose decision was it? Was there an email explaining, let's bring a stack of classified document cover sheets so we can fake the crime scene? This is the vial of blood to OJ's house. This is you guys brought so hey, oh look, and the whole country the whole world can see that there are stacks of classified documents at Mar-a-Lago. Wait a minute, the FBI brought those. Well, they didn't bring the documents. How do I know that? Why would I believe that? We now know that they brought the classified document cover sheets and that they staged the scene. They photographed it. They provided left-wing Democrat media with the photographs. It's like the Felonious 51 in the intelligence community, putting out that memo saying that the Hunter Biden laptop had all the earmarks of Russian disinformation, right? And, there's an update on that, too. It turns out that senior CIA leadership knew about the 51 former intelligence people signing onto this letter. They had it all cleared by the CIA's leadership, including the CIA director at the time, clearing this, giving the okay, giving the chop on that. Oh, yeah, let's put this out there. These people are corrupt saboteurs of our political system at the highest levels of our government. And nobody is held responsible ever, because Deutschland über alles, these fascists, most of whom call themselves liberals, the Nazis called themselves the Socialist Workers' Party. There's a clue there. Just amazing stuff. So I went back and I looked, because that's what I do. And here's a headline about the raid, during the raid. And this article is from 2022, from August 12th of 2022, The Independent out of the United Kingdom. Trump and family watched FBI Mar-a-Lago search on security cameras from New York, his attorneys reveal. And this is doubtless how they knew that the cameras were turned off by the FBI, and then a lawyer went in and said, turn the cameras back on. That took 25 minutes while the FBI was staging a crime scene, and they brought the evidence themselves that they then photographed and made public. You are under arrest, whoever did that. Honestly, this is like Hollywood-level corruption, comic book corruption. Staging a fraudulent crime scene, photographing it, making the photographs public, and shutting down the surveillance cameras in the place while they did it, presumably. So from 2022, Donald Trump attorney Christina Bobb, B-O-B-B, said the former president and his family watched the FBI search on his Mar-a-Lago home in Florida on security cameras from New York. Ms. Bobb said the president and his family, quote, probably had a better view than I did, because they had the CCTV they were able to watch. I was stuck in a parking lot. That's Christina Bobb, because she was there in anticipation of the FBI raid, and the FBI have guns, and they told the attorneys to go outside. They were actually able to see the whole thing. They actually have a better idea of what took place inside, she said on Real America's Voice. The host questioned her about reports that the FBI had turned off all the cameras. You're telling me they didn't? The anchor told Ms. Bobb. They did, she said. So initially, they said that they need to turn off all the cameras, and of course, the staff complained. Oh, the FBI is making us turn off the cameras. And then the lawyers said, don't turn them off. So shortly after, they turned them back on. So this is from 2 years ago. But now we know it was 25 minutes, and the new documents reveal from 9:55 a.m. to 10:20 a.m., 25 minutes, longer than the Rosemary Woods, Richard Nixon audio tapes. The cameras were only off for a very short period of time, Ms. Bob said. 25 minutes is not a very short period of time. Honestly, what if, Abraham Zapruder hadn't been there for 25 minutes? What then? Attorney General Merrick Garland said that he had personally approved the decision to seek a search warrant for Mr. Trump's Florida home. Did the Attorney General approve bringing fake classified cover sheets and staging the scene and calling it a crime scene only after you add the classified document cover sheets in order to misrepresent what you found? To deceive the American people, to deceive, presumably, the courts. And that's just fine. Just amazing, right? Now, also, because I was doing research, another headline from August 10th of 2022, Newsweek magazine. Eric Trump says security cameras captured FBI acting improperly during raid. Now we know that there are 25 minutes where the security cameras didn't capture anything, because the FBI corruptly shut down the surveillance cameras in the home of the former president of the United States while under Secret Service protection, while the president's lawyers were there and they were forced to go outside. Deutschland, Eric Trump, from the Newsweek article, said that the security cameras at Mar-a-Lago caught FBI agents behaving improperly during Monday's raid, maybe placing classified document cover sheets on stacks of papers that are not otherwise marked as classified. Is that might be what we're talking about here? Alleging that investigators were accessing parts of the former President Donald Trump's Florida residence that they shouldn't have been, like Melania Trump's underwear drawer. Honestly, the closet cases and in an interview with the Daily Mail, Eric Trump said that because staff refused to turn off the surveillance cameras at the request of the FBI, we know now that they were shut down anyway, the Mar-a-Lago cameras captured agents raiding areas that they weren't authorized to. There's 30 agents there, Eric said on Wednesday in an interview back in 2022. They told our lawyer, "You have to leave the property right now. Turn off all security cameras." Honestly, was this in Russian? Because amazing stuff. Former president was not at the property as he was in New York City at the time of the search. Eric Trump said he was the one who got the call about the raid. The FBI declined Newsweek's request for a comment. Naturally, they did, and they shut down your security cameras. That's amazing stuff. This is the stuff of the third world, because the left is here. Boy, is the left here. It's also mailbag day here on the Chris Plante Show, just by the way. Hey, you might be tired of buying and replacing those HEPA filters in your air purifiers at home, at the office. Well, say goodbye to nasty home odors and to costly filters at the same time with the Eden Pure Thunderstorm air purifier. The Eden Pure Thunderstorm eliminates bad smells and gets rid of the need to buy replacement filters all the time because of Oxy technology. Odors in your home or office will disappear in a matter of seconds. Nasty smells from, kitty litter boxes and dirty laundry and even smelly lefties. Mildew in the basement, no match for the Eden Pure Thunderstorm. No more expensive filters to have to buy and schedule and replace, saving you money and hassle month after month. Just turn on your Eden Pure Thunderstorm. You can hold one in your hand. They're only about this big. And all you have to do is turn them on and forget about it. Quietly working in the background, cleaning and freshening the air in your home or office. The Thunderstorm gets rid of stinky odors and gets rid of those annoying filters. Place a thunderstorm in your bedroom, your family room, your kitchen. They make great gifts, too. And right now, you can get $200 off a 3-pack for whole home protection. All you have to do is go to EdenPureDeals.com and use the discount code Chris3. Chris and the number 3. That's EdenPureDeals.com. The discount code is Chris3. Yes, sir. Yeah, this is what did Joe Biden call Obamacare? Oh yeah, a big beeping deal. It's a big beeping deal. It's a huge deal. This makes Watergate look like child's play. This is the FBI staging a crime scene, photographing it, releasing it, and then keeping it a secret. And in order to keep the big lie secure, they shut down the security cameras so that there would never be any video of the crimes they committed, staging the crime scene, the fake crime scene, at the home of the former president. What must they be doing to the rest of us? You hear about the 16 Nobel Prize-winning economists that came out and lied about Joe Biden and lied about Donald Trump? I've got that coming up. And I have the mailbag coming up. It's Wednesday. Right now, let's go to Mike, calling from Eddyville, Kentucky. Michael, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hey, good morning, Chris.
Hey, Mike.
I agree with everything you said. What you've uncovered, and that crimes had to have been committed. Because I was a CMS custodian that was cleared top secret SITK for handling the information. Your classified information has an origin from its inception until it's destroyed. It has a chain of custody.
Right.
It's assigned a control number. And the fact that you would have just a stack of cover sheets, they themselves are under penalty of misuse. However, they're printed, but without a control number, without the authenticity of a document, they themselves fall under the category of confidential. You wouldn't assign reclaiming government or classified information. You wouldn't place a cover sheet on an individual document. You would collect that information as a batch. The individuals would be cleared. One individual would be dedicated as the courier. He would be the highest of clearance and normally in charge of the operation.
Do you think a law was broken?
Would be no cameras.
Do you think laws were broken,
Yeah.
Michael, by the FBI placing these the cover sheets on there?
They were broken when the cameras that weren't cleared to be used are used.
That too.